Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Wishwell Farms. My name's Jason, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how my younger brother Joel hand plants 20,000 garlic on our Ohio farm. Now, I do need to mention ahead of time that it was a very windy day during filming. And unfortunately, it was the final day of garlic planting and the only day I was available to film. So you will hear some wind from time to time. I hope you're able to tolerate a little bit of wind noise, and I hope you enjoy the video. All right, this is something new on Joel's garlic operation this year. It punches a set of 4 holes across the width of the bed. Just shared real quick how you came up with this idea and built it.
I think I saw another farmer friend that had one a couple of years ago. I've been wanting to make something like this for years and just never taken a couple hours to do it. Always get busy and finish harvest and then go straight to planting garlic. So finally I decided to build something.
Looks like this one's missing its tip.
I was trying to see if it would poke any better.
Oh, okay.
Just seeing which poke was the best.
What did you determine?
When you look, it's pretty decent right there. That's the square hole.
Okay.
Sometimes with the point, it doesn't poke all the way through. So I'm
just making a little indentation.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So when the kids are pushing the garlic through, they'll push into the plastic.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure to get the plastic out of the way.
Yeah. You don't want the bulb on top of a piece of plastic.
Yeah. Then the root won't go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one that didn't do anything.
Yeah, well, the dirt, you can see right here, the bed's not quite full. And if you're wondering, there's a drip tape line right here and right here. So double drip tape for these 4 rows of garlic. Looks like the holes are probably going in, what, 2 inches maybe?
Yeah,
something like that.
And this is all finished right here.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going too deep. A lot of people put them in pretty deep. I mean, as long as you get the root down about 1.5 to 2 inches.
Okay.
And I don't even bother covering it anymore. I used to get a bunch of dirt, cover it like this.
Oh my.
I don't even do that anymore. I found they grow just fine.
Okay.
The plastic helps keep things stabilized, I guess, with the moisture and the temperature. Because some people use like different mulching and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
or no mulch.
Or no mulch, or
I don't know how Brian's farm
I mean, everyone does
controls all the weeds. I mean, this is the best way for controlling weeds for sure.
So some weeds, we'll try to keep the holes as small as possible, because weeds will push through. They'll start growing over here and push through and deal with all your stuff too. And these don't really handle well with weeds. Don't crowd out the weeds very good, because there's still plenty of sunlight can penetrate through and heat plastic up and heat the seeds, the weed seeds up, and continue to grow.
Now, how many are you planting out here? Just under 20,000?
Yeah, give or take. I might have to get a little more. I think I may have a full row left of non-planted garlic, but we'll see.
And
18 to 20,000 probably.
Okay, 18 to 20,000. And these are just tomato stakes that were trimmed down and screwed onto this little spool, this wheel. And where'd you buy these? Just at your local store?
Just Amazon for
really?
$10.
Okay.
Each.
Some actual greasable bearings. Wow.
I went high dollar this time.
And got about a 1 inch. I don't know what is it.
Yeah, 1 inch rod. Nice rusty rod. Had to grind it down to get the bearing on there.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Nice and
real slick. Saves you a ton of time, I bet.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We'll go show you what he used to use before he built this wheel. And how many years did you do it with these shoes up here?
How many?
I mean, what is it?
7 maybe?
You've been growing garlic for 7 years?
I think so.
Man, I didn't know it was that long. Time flies. Well, I've been raising vegetables for 24. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Whenever I came back from sailing.
Okay. Sorry about the wind noise. It is really breezy today. What, 25 mile an hour, I'm guessing, if not 30 mile an hour gusts. So here's some garlic cloves. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, these are small.
These are the small garlic cloves.
I started pulling the small stuff out while we're planting, and then we'll plant this stuff last. And some of these aren't the best looking. Like, I mean, these also got pulled out because I might try planting them, but likely they're not going to.
Well, how do you plant these? Explain. I don't even know how you plant this because I've never done it.
We'll plant a couple here.
I mean, you got to have a certain direction pointing up, right?
Yeah, so the most important thing is the direction. That's
a beast.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's a normal size one.
Okay.
So the top of the bulb, or
that was the
clove,
top
that's
on
the top
on the bulb itself,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. And then here's
that
the
was
bottom.
where the root
so this is where the root's gonna come out.
Okay.
I literally just hold it like that and just push it right in.
Okay.
Done.
Wow.
Super.
So you can go as deep as you want as long as you have a little point exposed.
It can even be covered.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
it'll still push through just fine. This is a little...
Man, what a tedious process. Oh my goodness.
Ugh.
How is commercial garlic planted on large scale?
I think
hundreds of migrants?
I would like to have, so you can see something I made over there. I tried to hook up a cart type thing and have all 4 or 5 guys sitting on it.
Yeah.
And it hooked up to the old scraper tractor that goes, it's a half speed compared to this one.
Oh yeah.
And it was still too fast.
Really?
I need to rig up a motor and chains and all that stuff. And
yep.
I just haven't done it. It's just,
almost like a strawberry picker.
Yeah.
You've seen those like a hydrostatic driven
oh yeah, it'd be perfect.
strawberry harvesters.
Yeah.
People lay down flat and they creep super
Yeah.
slow, so you can harvest the berries and you're actually laying down horizontally.
Yeah. And I
your
probably
head being
cut my labor time in half. I mean, it's about 40 man hours to plant all 18 to 20,000 a year. So it's gonna take a while. If I save 20 hours a year in labor, that's only $200 or $300. So
yeah,
it's like, okay, I'm gonna spend a couple $1,000 to make something. I don't mind
right.
just having my nephews come out and plant by hand right now. And
it's probably easy to forget where you have gone or planted if you're trying to do like all 4 rows. Like when you have your nephews out here, do like one of them take 2 rows over there?
yeah,
and
the little guys. I got 10 and 11-year-old boys come out and yeah, they'll just do 2 rows like this.
Okay.
And then we'll just kind of hop skip our way down.
I know a lot of folks are going to be interested in your irrigation and your fertilizer addition. So did you spread some dry fertilizer before you shaped the beds?
I think the stuff that Mitch had was 6-24-24.
Okay.
Was the stuff I spread out here. And then I'll fertigate some nitrogen 2 separate times, mid-April and another time I think maybe early May, April and early May. I have it written down.
Is that like during bulb enlargement to help with the bulb size?
Kind of the same time you would with corn, the same timing of its life, to just really bulk up and get that foliage out there.
Are they pretty heavy feeders?
Yeah, they take a lot, almost like corn, the same amount of nitrogen. I mean,
almost probably similar to a tomato. Tomatoes are pretty heavy feeders on nitrogen.
It's 100.
Yeah, 100 something.
Yeah, about 150 pounds roughly is what it calculates out per acre.
Okay.
And it's a pretty high dollar crop per acre.
Right.
It's only half acre here, and I'll get 18 to 20,000 balls, but I got to keep about 15-20% for seed stock to plant. I usually keep about 400 pounds.
So this was harvested from the field this year
in July,
and you kept how many percent? 15?
Yeah, about 400 pounds.
Okay,
or
so about 15% or 400 pounds of full garlic bulbs that then you have to
split them.
Oh my goodness, how many man hours you have involved in splitting those things?
To do 20 pounds, I can do 20 pounds about an hour. So about 20 man hours an hour to do it all, but my kids, they do it. And it's about 20 to 30 man hours just to split all the garlic, and another 40 to plant it. And I mean, it's a lot of work. I need to run my numbers if I'm actually making money.
Yeah, man, that is... I don't know if I can think of a more intensive labor crop than this. Wow. Man, I thought I had it bad. This is way worse.
And a little weeding and...
Yeah.
But one nice thing is it doesn't go bad. Like all the stuff you do.
Yeah, bad it's very perishable.
Yeah.
You got to sell it on a timely manner.
This I start selling it in July, August, September, and into October.
So, but you sold out early. If you had more, you could continue to sell it all through the winter, right?
I sell a lot of it. I sell it on Etsy. Is where I started selling. I need to set up my own website and actually charge more and not get Etsy its cut.
Yeah.
And I can market it more as seed garlic, but most people actually surprisingly on Etsy buy it as seed garlic. Some of them buy it to eat. Yeah.
Interesting.
And, yeah, it's not a bad little market. Good way to get rid of it.
Yeah. What percentage are you selling through my farmers markets of your total crop?
Probably 30 or 40%.
Okay.
A quick guess.
Here's these shoes over here. You got an actual pair of shoes in them? Oh my. So
let's slap them on and try them out.
yeah. Huh. So about the same depth poker on the bottom, you know, tomato steak.
Oh man.
Shrunk up on you.
Yeah. It got rained on. I had these out here because the battery cable shorted out.
Oh, you actually had to use them a little bit this year?
Yeah, I did one full row. Glad I still had them. Oh. Gonna poke a couple holes. Haven't sprained an ankle yet, but I've been close.
That's good.
So I gotta.
You kind of offset your holes.
A little, yeah. Try to. So this is it. Just do this for about a mile.
Wow. You could stay ahead of the planters easy.
Oh yeah, but it's just
a lot of work, and you constantly have to pay attention.
Yeah.
To where you're standing.
Like doing
stepping.
Two rows is enough. Then you're just like, oh gosh, I gotta stop.
Because if you step in the wrong spot, you're gonna possibly puncture the drip tape.
Yeah.
Or twist your ankle, or your holes won't be lined up. So you're trying to guess how far ahead you're stepping. So you have that about 9 inches, maybe.
Yeah.
8 or 9 inches.
These are 8 to 9 inches apart, lengthwise, and then widthwise about 6.
Okay. So 9 by 6.
Yeah, that's what works for this size of bed.
Okay.
Some people might do it closer, people might do it further apart, but we have enough acreage. There's no sense in making it as tight as possible. Don't really care.
I know a lot of people are going to wonder what his spacing is. So 9 inches in the row and 6 inches side by side with 4 rows on one 30-inch bed of plastic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I like to save all, I probably already mentioned that, save all the small garlic to plant those last. So I'll actually plant all the small stuff. If I run out of space in this row, I'll probably come back and just poke another one like just pull the plastic up and make another.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
I've had to do that before. Where I ran out of space, and this small stuff doesn't need near the nutrients, and it doesn't compete as much as the bigger bulbs.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to save the small stuff to last. And if I run out of space completely, I'll just eat this. It's not really. It's gonna make so small cloves are gonna make smaller bulbs. They're almost directly related.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can grow something called the bulbils, which is kind of interesting. When the garlic grows up, it has something called a garlic scape up at the top. We probably talked about it earlier this spring, maybe.
Yeah, the bulbils.
Yeah,
bulbils,
I may be wrong. But
and the garlic scapes.
Yeah, there's tiny little BB garlics that grow at the top, and it'll be maybe 100 of them per plant. So what some people actually do to prevent disease carryover from the cloves is they'll actually plant those little bulbils, and then that little BB, they'll be like the size of this here. Then the next year will be this size. Then you plant this, and then it'll be a single clove. Okay. And the next year, it'll be maybe like double. It'll probably double in size.
So after 3 years, it'll finally be.
3 to 4 years is what it takes to go from a tiny little bulbil to a single clove to maybe about that size of an actual bulb.
Okay.
And then a good bulb, you'll eventually probably get one like that.
Oh wow!
Like that.
So after 4 years.
Yeah, give or take. I mean,
sometimes it won't be a little partial clove like this. It'll be a full head,
with
full bulb.
with between 8 and 10 individual cloves in that one bulb.
Oh, so there's 8 to 10 on each bulb?
Yeah, yeah.
My goodness.
And so there's all varying
6.
sizes. A lot of these came from big bulbs because I usually keep the big bulbs for planting, and then the small stuff is what we sell in pints. I try to get rid of a lot of the stuff in pints at the wick markets and at the farmers markets and stuff. But there's still going to be small individual ones alongside the big cloves. Okay. Kind of like that one. That one's kind of not very good looking, but you have ones like that and then ones like that right beside each other. Another thing I started doing the past couple of years to prevent nematodes. That's kind of a big problem with garlic. It can creep up on you and you can lose your entire crop. I've read about people that happening to them. And so what I do is I soak my garlic at 120 degrees for about 20 minutes or so. And that supposedly kills any nematodes. I never had problems with them.
You did that to all this garlic before you even split them? Or after you split them? Oh, wow. Yeah. So 20 minutes in boiling water?
Just 120 degrees.
Oh, 120. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the temperature where it'll kill the nematodes supposedly. Okay. And it won't hurt the garlic. Huh. And that has seemed to help. I haven't had really any problem with the disease. Last year I had a problem with some mold because it was so warm, and there was a lot of moisture in the beds, and I lost about 10 to 15% of my garlic because of that. But
what percentage out here will get harvested? And not like not be a blank hole or a worthless plant. Like how many harvests will goody?
It's a pretty good success rate.
Almost 95%.
It's
wow.
Some of the kids that I have helping, they miss.
Yeah.
So there'll be blanks just from the start.
Oh, okay.
Nothing even grew because they didn't put anything in the hole. And there'll be some loss. I mean, the fact that I'm planting ones like questionable ones like this, that's gonna, a lot of people just throw that out. But if I have the space and it doesn't look like it's diseased, it might just be compromised because of damage, physical damage, I'll go ahead and plant it.
If you got the space, give it a shot.
Yeah. And sometimes surprisingly these do grow. More just an experiment to see what happens. So I won't keep that. I'll sell that quickly. Okay. Because those ones could be compromised and not be the best quality.
Right.
Hold long term.
Looking at your drip tape here. This
it's
one got put in upside down.
Oh.
See that? You're supposed to have your drip emitter side facing up, so if anything does clog it, it'll fall down back into the tube. I don't know how big of a deal it is, especially on a short crop like yours.
Because I was thinking the other way, because if something's on top of it, it's gonna creep its way in, versus if it's this way, it will just fall out or not get in there. I don't know.
Yeah. If it's something big, it's not gonna get through. It's gonna plug it up. Yeah. I don't know how big of a issue it is to have it right side up. Oh wow, those are a big difference. Why do they feel almost moist or wet?
I just soaked these.
Oh, you just soaked these in that 120 degree water. Now, is that something like that? Would that grow? Looks like it has puncture holes in it.
So that's one that got poked by the stem, because I don't handle these the best. Sometimes I'm rough and do things too quick and efficient, but then I ruin some garlic in the process.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are beautiful.
Man, those are really nice.
Big. These will make nice big cloves.
So as far as the timing of planting this crop in Ohio, today's November 4th. Do you think that's the right time to plant, or do you think late October would be better?
Since it's been warmer this past year and this year so far, I've waited a little bit later to plant it after having some of that loss, because I soaked the beds a little bit. Last year I soaked them too much. It makes it a lot easier to plant. If you're planting into dry dirt like this, I mean, you're not gonna be able to get that clove down in there. That's why I started soaking it the past few years. And then last year I got burned by doing that because it stayed so warm, and then the mold formed. So this year I soaked them just a little bit and kind of held off the planting just a few days.
Okay.
I mean, I probably could be fine anytime late October into early November.
Okay.
It's pretty fine here.
Now, what would you have done if it was rainy and muddy out here?
Wait.
I mean, it usually happens in early November.
Or I see a forecast coming, I just gotta hunker down and just go to it. It takes about 3 hours to do a row.
Is that right? Yeah. Planting a whole row?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you've done a whole row by yourself before?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's how or sometimes I just pay the kids per row.
Yeah.
So 3 kids will do 1 row, and then they just I give them $60 to do it.
Okay.
I pay kids based off if I can make $20 an hour, they'll get $60 to do it. They can get done.
Gotcha.
Whatever time it takes. It takes me 3 hours, so it's $60.
Okay.
Same with a lot of the other things. I pay them to do.
Definitely nice to have lots of hands to plant all this.
Yeah.
I'll give you a look at this, guys, so you can see the scope of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows completely done, or 7. 7 rows completely done. And Emma's down here working on row 8. Is row 8 almost done, or row 8's just getting started, it looks like? Okay. And then row 9 probably won't get planted, I'm thinking.
Onions?
Yeah, we might use
onions?
If he runs out of garlic, I told him to go ahead and lay 9 rows even if he didn't need it, because I could put some early onions out here next April possibly. But it's not a very good row. If you look close, you can see some humps in the row there. There was a lot of grass over here when I disked this up, and so a lot of that grass got sucked into that first row of plastic, and it's not very good dirt. But maybe it'll be better by next April when it's time to start planting things. Well, there you have it. That's all of Joel's garlic. 18 to 20,000 bulbs planted out here on these 550-foot long rows of plastic mulch. By the way, this is conventional plastic mulch. He does not use biodegradable. He needs to have this plastic last all through the winter and spring and all the way into mid-June. And by the 3rd week and 4th week of June, it will all be ready to be harvested. If you are interested in seeing the garlic harvest process, I will throw that video down below in the description box. So a lot of work putting all this garlic in. I almost can't believe he goes through all that just to plant this garlic crop. That's a lot of work, but I know he enjoys it. I'm sure he gets a lot of fulfillment out of harvesting a nice garlic crop and seeing all of it being sold at the farmers markets throughout the summer around Columbus. Alrighty folks, if you have any questions or comments about Joel's garlic crop, drop those down below in the comment section and I'll definitely answer those for you, or I'll get with Joel and get the answer from Joel if I don't have it. This is where we're going to wrap this one up, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see y'all again real soon down the farm.